This video is sponsored by PCBWay. More on them in just a bit. Hey guys, welcome back to brightnighttech. My name is Berto and today we are working on my 3D printed Iron Man helmet by Hex3d. This helmet has some really cool Victorian kind of Celtic designs on it. I use a new method that I've never used before, but enough talk, let's get right into it. Alright, so the file comes from Hex3d and it looks amazing. I printed this on the highest settings, so 0.12 layer height, and it took about 4 days or so because I made sure it went slow and steady because that's the way you're gonna get the best detail, and boom, looks amazing. And something I don't normally do is let you guys hear me take off the supports, so for you freaks out there, here we go. Alright, you dirty so-and-sos, I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, so, yeah, as you can see, it looks amazing. There's a few rough parts we're going to see if maybe we can fix. I was really trying not to sand this. We're going to hit it with some filler primer like this. I want to take a second and thank our sponsors, PCBWay. If you don't know who PCBWay is, well, let me tell you, they are your one-stop shop for manufacturing services. They are best known for their custom PCB boards, but they also do CNC machining and 3D printing in an array of different materials, among other services. But let me show you guys how to order something from them. Alright, so let me show you what the website looks like. It looks like this. This front part is to do PCB board quotes, but let me show you what the 3D printing looks like. You go over here, you click on 3D printing, you drop your file right there, units of measurement, and then what material you want to use. They have so many: PLA, nylon, steel, and then you tell them, in this case, resin, what color, and then they have a lot of different other options so you can customize exactly what you want for your file. After that, you submit the file, they review it. If there's any problems, they'll reach out. If not, they'll get right to manufacturing. And that's pretty much it. Super simple, great way to get these services. Super easy to do, highly recommend their services. Affiliate link in the description. Make sure to check them out. Perfect, and now we're gonna let it dry, and then we are gonna move to the next step, which is black paint. But until then, okay, so yeah, I got so excited about starting with the filler primer, I did not notice how bad the back was. I took off all supports, so there was nothing holding these parts up, which I should have. So we're just gonna try to clean it up the best we can, just like this. Pull out any of that stringing. What I always tell myself is that nobody's going to be looking at the back of this. I think Frankly Built said that. So I try not to care too much, but it's really hard when you want everything to look perfect. So I'm just going to do a really quick cleanup and we're going to call it okay. All right. And we're going to call it okay. Back here, this looks really rough, and it's so rough, it's really bugging me. But you know, it might look cool once we do the rub and buff, but I am still going to go through the motion and do some filing, especially on the eyes here. Just going to hit it really quick back here just to bring it down a little bit. But like I said, we're not going to worry too much about it, and actually it might help it look a lot cooler once we get that rub and buff in there. Okay, now we're going to hit it with the black gloss paint. We're going to hit it all over, make sure it's even. Try not to glop it on there. Of course, I glopped it on there because I can't help myself. So here it is. Now we're going to let it dry and then work on the rub and buff and see how we can get this thing to look amazing. Look at that. Okay, it's the next day. You can tell some drippy areas here, but we're just going to ignore them and call those good. Here is the rub and buff. Picture's kind of blown out. Here you go. So it's ½ ounce. It cost me about $9–10 on Amazon. Yeah, it's a really tiny bottle, but you're barely using anything. I'm gonna use my finger and this rag. I had a friend recommend to just use the tips of my finger. I do want to use the rag, that's what they recommend, just out of curiosity and see the difference. So you barely need to get anything on there, and then you're just gonna rub it on there, basically, rub and buff. Wow, that looks great, but I do notice that with a rag, it just globs it on there right away, which could be problematic. Still looks cool though. All right, we're gonna try the fingertip method. I'm gonna put a little bit on my finger and then we're gonna rub it on there. And I like this way better because I can control the amount that's getting on there, and it's not just all gonna glob on the whole piece. And here I can just kind of have more control over it, basically. Just get those detailed parts and not necessarily cause like big globby areas. Just like this, looks amazing. And look at that. We're gonna wipe it down. Looks amazing. Yeah, super happy with it. All right, here is the clear coat. Just a generous spray of that. And then we're gonna let it dry and then work on the eyes. Wow, look at that. I love it. Looks amazing. Super happy with it. All right, now we're gonna get the LED eyes in there. I have these left over. I believe these might be blue, but I think that should be fine. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Yeah, slightly blue, but that's fine. I don't care. That'll work fine. So now we're gonna adjust these right here. And because I don't care, we're just gonna adhere it with some tape, just like that on both sides. Next, we're gonna put the battery pack, gonna get some Velcro, cut it to the correct size, stick it on the battery pack, and then stick it on the side, just like this. And with that, everybody, time for the glamour shots. And there you have it. Pretty simple project, but this was the first time I used that rub and buff, and it is really easy to overdo it. I feel like I might have overdone it just a smidget, but I'm still very happy with it. So you can see it's back there with the rest of the wall. But let me know if you guys have made this file as well and how you did it. But thanks for watching. If you have any questions, go ahead and put in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button for notifications. And we will see you next time.